Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, November 21, 2023. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the Caribbean region welcomes the strengthening of the relationship with Saudi Arabia. Mr. Holness was in that country last week, where he addressed the inaugural Saudi Arabia CARICOM summit. The Prime Minister asserts that trade and investment is one of the most sustainable avenues through which the region achieves growth and development, and a strategic way of increasing wealth without accumulating significant debt.
As we go forward in strengthening our relationship, that investment and trade should be the key strategic direction. The region has great potential for the exploitation of renewable energy, and therefore Jamaica in particular would be willing to explore investments in this regard.
Prime Minister Holness insists that the region has put strong measures in place to safeguard investments.
If we are to focus on investment as the strategic direction for development, our investors can rest assured that the entire region has made commitments for strengthening and deepening our institutional frameworks to protect investment.
The municipal corporations across the island are conducting assessments within parishes following torrential rains from a trough last week. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie made the announcement during a tour of East Rural St. Andrew on the weekend. Officials from the Office of the Prime Minister, National Works Agency, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Jamaica Fire Brigade and National Water Commission were part of the tour. Minister McKenzie says several parishes, including St. Catherine, St. Thomas and Clarendon, have reported extensive damage.
The municipal corporations right across the country is presently doing an assessment. They are working in tandem with the National Works Agency to come up with a clear picture of what have taken place over the last 2 days.
The local government minister says an extensive report on the damage is being done. Meanwhile, farmers in St. Thomas are being commended for their spirit of resilience in the aftermath of the recent heavy rains. Prime Minister Andrew Holness met with farmers during a tour of flood-damaged areas of the parish on the weekend. They provided first-hand account of the effect on their livelihoods.
I have not heard one farmer who say, "I'm giving up." They're saying we're going again, and I want to commend that spirit and encourage them.
St. Thomas is one of the parishes severely impacted with damage to roads, crops and houses from flooding and landslides. Persons wishing to do business with the government no longer have to wait 8 weeks to make their submissions. The Public Procurement Commission has reduced the timeline for submissions to 2 weeks. In making the announcement, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says contractors can no longer use the long procurement process as an excuse. He adds that deficiencies in the system are also being addressed.
The procurement modality, the procurement institution is moving online to an electronic format which provides an audit trail. You can tell when the procurement submission came in, and you can tell when the procurement submission was approved.
According to Dr. Clark, contractors will now be able to interact with the procurement notice through the Government of Jamaica's electronic portal. The Finance Minister believes this will change the manual way in which procurements are being done.
It's a most powerful tool that connects the government with businesses in a way that offers opportunity to increase transactional efficiency. It allows opportunity to improve the ease of doing business, and it allows the government to manage in one system tender calls, bid submissions, bid evaluations, to manage the award of contracts, to manage the performance, as we're going to get into later, and also to produce business intelligence reports.
Dr. Clark was speaking at the recent Contractor and Consultant Performance Evaluation Program (CPEP) launch ceremony. And finally, the government is strengthening cooperation and coordination in the use of innovation and digital technology to fight fisheries crime. This is being done through the Blue Justice Caribbean Hub, the latest strategy by the Caribbean Regional Fisheries Mechanism and its member states to reduce transnational organized crime in the fisheries sector, as well as illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Matthew Samuda, says the ocean is integral to the country's economic growth and development and the well-being of Jamaicans. He was addressing the launch recently, which signaled Jamaica as the regional hub.
Indeed, the country's key economic drivers are dependent on a healthy ocean. These include tourism, fisheries, shipping, and logistics services. We will continue to work with the National Fisheries Authority to ensure that we meet our protection targets.
As a small island developing state, Minister Samuda says Jamaica needs to shift its mindset to think of itself as a large and powerful ocean state.
I believe initiatives such as this, backed with the appropriate investments into the capacity of the National Fisheries Authority, into the JDF through its maritime operations, and of course into the JCF through its maritime operations, strengthen the potential, the trajectory for Jamaica to truly establish itself, not just as a country with an EEZ 24 times its size, but as that powerful ocean state.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.